everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you some tips about rhythm, the backbone of every bass groove. As a bassist, understanding rhythm is crucial for connecting with your drummer and keeping your band tight. So here are 5 essential tips to master rhythm and unlock your groove potential. Tip number 1. Learn the basics of rhythm. Start by understanding the building blocks of rhythm. This is an extra important thing to do. There are 2 systems of naming the rhythmic values, American one and British one. You can choose what works best for you. These are the durations of notes. Whole note or a semi-breve lasts for 4 beats. Half note or a minim for 2 beats. Quarter note or a crotchet is just 1 beat, 8th note or a quaver, half a beat, and 16th note or semiquaver is a quarter of a beat. In fact, this is not an end, and you can go on splitting the rhythmic values into even smaller things, and after a semiquaver you have demi-semiquaver, and after demi-semiquaver you have hemi-demi-semiquaver, but you probably don't have to go so far. There are also the dotted notes. A dot means that the note lasts its normal duration plus half of the duration. For example, the dotted half note, minim, lasts 2 beats as normally plus 1 beat as a half of the normal duration, equals 3 beats. The same, the dotted crotchet equals 1.5 beats. The dotted 8th note is for 0.75 beats, and you can go on. There are rests that equal the same note duration, and they also can be dotted. For example, the dotted half note rest or the dotted minim rest means that you do nothing for 3 beats. Knowing these values is the foundation both for learning the existing grooves and for creating your own ones. Tip number 2. Practice with a metronome. You can have a separate device for this, like this one or this one. But actually you don't have to, because there are many apps exist these days, and you even can use just YouTube. You type in the search line something like metronome 88 BPM and you get it. BPM means beats per minute. I remember the time when I didn't have apps, I didn't have a metronome, and I didn't have internet at all, and I used just the clock on the wall. The second hand shows 60 BPM. A metronome helps you stay in time and develop a solid internal clock. Start by setting a slow tempo like 60 BPM. Start playing something simple like crotchets. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Then you can add some 8th notes. Now you can add some semiquavers or 16th notes. When you are comfortable enough with your exercises or riffs in a slow tempo, you can gradually increase the tempo and become more fluent. You don't have to, but you can tap your foot along with the beat to internalize the tempo. Some people recommend that you do this to feel the rhythm with your body, but the others don't recommend you to do this because they think you need to develop your internal clock in your head only, because if you do, you don't depend on the circumstances, and you might need to be able to play in very different surroundings, so you can rely only on what's inside you, not on what's outside. In my opinion, moving is better because I like when people make it a show on the stage. They don't just stand straight like lampposts. Tip number 3. Understanding time signatures. Most of the songs you'll play will have a time signature 4/4. But you may encounter some songs with the time signature 3/4 or 6/8 or some other time signatures. In 4/4, you usually count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 4 beats per every bar. In 3/4, it's similar to a waltz, and you count like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like in a song Norwegian Wood by the Beatles. Or in a jazz standard Footprints, which is actually 6/4, but it's about the same, just 3/4 twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the time signature 6/8, you split the beat into quavers or eighths. They are not crotchets anymore. So if you would split 3/4 into eighths, you would count like 1 and 2 and 3 and. But in 6/8, you would count like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But they are not crotchets. They are quavers. They are smaller. It's another feeling of the rhythm. Tip number 4, work on your groove and syncopation. Groove is what makes your bass line feel alive. Syncopation or playing off beat adds some complexity and excitement. I've done a video about syncopation, check it out if you want. To practice, start with simple grooves and gradually add syncopation. Here's an example of a basic grooves. I will play just crotchets. Now I'm going to add some syncopation. Tip number 5, play with drums or backing tracks. Rhythm isn't just about timing, you need to figure out how to play with other instruments. Use a drum machine or a backing track or a metronome to simulate a band situation. You can use play-along apps like Tom Play, I use it myself, and you can find the link down below. You can add a metronome click there in the tracks when you play them along with the app, or you can just rely on the drums which are recorded there when you play with this app together. You can start practicing with some simple groove and focus on syncing with the drum kick and the snare. This will improve your ability to adapt to real-world playing scenarios. And there you have it, 5 essential tips to master rhythm on the bass guitar. Remember, rhythm is the heartbeat of the music, and as bass players, we are the ones keeping it steady. If you found these tips helpful, press like and subscribe for more bass lessons. Let me know in the comments which tip you'll practice first. And, as always, happy grooving!